What's up everyone, Sean Count Blackearth here today with a Q&A video from my Instagram. If you're not following me on there, go do so. I posted, ask me some questions and I'll do a video answering them. I'm only picking some of my favorite ones. So let's get into this. Before I start though, we're listening to Falls of Aros, The Light That Dwells in Rotten Wood, put out by Nordvis and Bindroom. Thank you to Marty. And fucking incredible album. If you're a fan of atmospheric black metal and you don't own this, get on it. Digipack reissue is fantastic. Now, moving on, we're going to start off with the first question from King of Metal. Do you feel like the metal scene today is oversaturated, or is the extensive variety of music a good thing? It's good and bad. Within certain genres, especially, deathcore is super saturated, and black metal, so you really have to like sift to find a lot of the gems. But I feel like the variety is definitely a good thing, like when it comes to black metal especially, and even deathcore to an extent, because like I'm so stoked about that like down tempo exists, because it's kind of like what I've always wanted, just something super violent and obnoxious sounding. With black metal, I embrace all of the changes that have happened through the genre, because I mean realistically I feel like the genre would be kind of boring if all the bands kind of stayed the same, and I definitely think it's a good thing, but it's also difficult because you have to sift through a lot of garbage to find the gems. Alright, from Son of Grey, favorite US black metal band? God. I am going to say, for favorite US black metal band, goddamn, since Agalloch doesn't count, it's going to be kind of like very split between a few bands. Wolves in the Throne Room, Alda, Panopticon, Falls of Aros, fucking Leviathan. And I'm gonna just kind of call it at that because I know I'm missing a few that I really like. Jake Higura, sorry if I mispronounced your name, asked, what was the best concert you have ever been to? Agalloch on their last tour. They played 2 hours and they played In the Great Cold Death of the Earth, and I wept. It was incredible. Alright, Scourge of Vinyl asked, Swedish death metal or US death metal? Swedish death metal all day in terms of old school. And even with some of the more modern bands, there's some really good ones coming out of Sweden, but with modern death though, I tend to gravitate towards US to an extent, but my favorite modern death metal bands are from Germany and Russia, which are Cytotoxin and Catalepsy. But the US is still putting out a lot of great shit, but in my opinion, when it comes to old school stuff, you cannot top fucking Entombed and Dismember, shit like that. Let's see here. Grandmaster Sesh, thoughts on death grips and hardcore hip-hop in general? I don't really know if you'd they're kind of experimental hip-hop when it comes to hardcore shit. I don't even know what that would be considered, like what artists would fall into that, but I love death grips. Ex-Military, The Money Store, No Love Deep Web, all fucking incredible albums. Probably, if I know I'll get this question, favorite songs from Death Grips, of course, Guillotine's fucking incredible. The Fever, Hustle Bones, fucking, what the fuck is the name of the song on No Love Deep Web? I got the nasty in my taxi. You need a lift. You can sit between the backseat and my dick, trying to catch me in the head. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, that's... why is the name of that song not coming to me? That's fucking bothering me. Sit, push me harder, push me swing into the mall. I can't remember the name of that song, but that's probably my favorite from Death Grips. Alright, A Blaze in Transylvania asked, what got you into black metal? the bands that got me into black metal were Cradle of Filth, Dimmu Borgir, and Immortal, and then Satyricon solidified my love for it, along with Burzum. Why do you stick with black metal? Because black metal just kind of stuck with me, I guess. There's something about it that I can't explain, but I get a feeling from black metal that I don't get from pretty much any other genre. And, it's just a very special feeling to me, so that's why. Let's see here. Core Loser asked, what's the earliest possible date for the Carmen Zito album? I'm gonna say March. Very earliest. Just because we still got live recording, mixing and mastering, artwork and shit like that we gotta get done. But I'm hoping to put out a single by January or February, so we'll see about that. Favorite US black metal band, answer that, and favorite and least favorite metal vocalist. Favorites, Dickie Allen of Infinite Annihilator. The dude's in fucking human. First time I heard him on this tape, Body Snatchers, Abandonment, I nearly shit myself when I heard Cowardice. And I watched the live video and I couldn't believe those sounds were coming out of the fucking human. Aaron from My Dying Bride, he's got an incredible range and you could truly feel the emotion behind the lyrics, especially with his clean vocals, and you can even feel the anger when he does the screams. Very good theatrical sort of vocals. Jonas Rinsk from Catatonia, I feel like he portrays the lyrics very well with his voice, and he has just an incredible voice. Jay Reed, he just sounds absolutely barbaric on the Revenge and Conquer albums. I mean, if I did what he did all the time, I would have no voice. There's a bunch of others. Alex from Black Tongue is one of my favorites. Just the power of his lows is fucking unbelievable. I just really like diverse vocalists and vocalists that can really hone in one sound. John Hubner is another great one. Profound Gloom, what is currently your favorite deathcore album / band? If we're going to talk pure deathcore, Despised Icon is probably my favorite, just because their discography is varied and their new album is fucking killer, and I just really love their sound. They have a really unique sound that no other band has ever been able to really replicate. But in terms of all of deathcore, favorite, Black Tongue. And if we're gonna just talk albums, where is it? The Unconquerable Dark. Shit is fucking filthy. Let's see here. Grim Trash Can. Go subscribe to this dude. I love his channel. I actually did an interview with him. The link will be in the description to that interview. And subscribe to him. He does a lot of really cool vinyl videos. But his question, fuck, marry, kill. Varg, Fenris, Rest. Kill Varg because he's not putting out any good music anymore, in my opinion. But I still have immense respect for those first 4 records, and even some of the post-prison albums are incredible. Fuck, I guess Rest. And marry Fenris, because, dude, why wouldn't you want to marry Fenris? Come on, let's be real. Alright, He Who Walks Behind the Hats asked, current favorite trend... Oh, Jesus, I'm reading ahead of myself. Alright. What current trends in metal today need to be wiped out? Also, what would be 5 songs that would go great on your Antifa playlist? Alright, so, trends that need to be wiped the fuck out. Oh, man, I should have put more thought behind this. People talking as fans that metal is a lifestyle, I think that's a trend that needs to fucking stop. Of course, political correctness should be fucking wiped out of metal completely, because metal is meant to be dark and extreme, and if you don't like it, fuck off. Goddamn. You know what? I should do an entire separate video on that. And 5 songs that go great on the Antifa playlist for myself. I'm gonna go with Thousand Swords from Graveland. Corellian Satanist Madness. That's an entire album. The Vampiric Tyrant from Satanic War Master, since I know they love them so much. Anything from Aryan Blood, anything from Aryan Terrorism, probably Crush the Lies by Aryan Terrorism, and the entire discography from White Wolf's Commando. Any song from any of those demos, because they're fucking great. And fuck Antifa. Alright. Aaron Horror Chaos. Thoughts on symphonic black metal? I'm not really into it, but there's some decent bands in it, but I feel like Croc Ongren just fucking killed the entire genre with their overproduced bullshit sound. With the newest albums, the first two are really good though. David Wild 1 asked, favorite deathcore album? Already answered that. And who? Oh, just favorite album in deathcore of all time? This is tough, and I'm probably going to regret saying it when I think back on it, but just going off the top of my head, Somatic Defilement from Whitechapel. And some of my favorite lyricists. Oh, God. There's so many. Jonas Rensk from Catatonia once again, Aaron from My Dying Bride, Alex from Black Tongue. Jesus Christ. There are so many lyricists that I truly look up to in metal, where it's like I really wish I could write something that great. Zaster, Scott Connor on those records was fucking great. Agalok. John Hamm, as much as I hate him, wrote some of the most fucking amazing lyrics. Alright, let's see here. Arnis 70. Wow, I can't read numbers. Arnest 97, what do you think of metal shirts being used by fashion companies and being used as fashion trends? I don't give a shit. Wear whatever the fuck you want to wear. We don't have this super special culture that you're appropriating. I fucking hate that garbage anyway. And to act like these people are threatening metal or whatever, it's fucking stupid. I just don't give a shit. I honestly don't. Who cares? Batforce Tom said, what is a grail piece that you're currently after, a demo tape or original vinyl pressing, etc.? The Ford Dress rehearsal tape. I would fucking kill for one of those. If any of you motherfuckers see that, hit me up, please. I need that in my collection so bad. Plague Father asked, is Lord Manus Death Mask the best Black and Sludge album of all time? Fucking yes. It is so goddamn filthy. Although, I can't remember the name of the first album. I do slightly prefer that more just because I've had more time with it. But Death Mask, so fucking good. And hold on one second. Alright, sorry about that. Just had to go help my mom with something quick. Yeah, back to Lord Manus. That album is fucking filthy and just terrifies the shit out of me. I absolutely fucking love that album. Let's see here. FOAD 666, favorite split release. God, that's really hard for me to say, but I'm kind of leaning, just off the top of my head, Nocturnal Mortem, Graveland, and also the Satanic War Master and Archgoat split is fucking godly. Acts from the Abyss, who are some YouTubers you watch, metal or non-metal, favorite non-metal releases? I'll get to that last one in a little bit. Some YouTubers that I watch, beyond the usual of like Counter Beat Runner, JMA, fuck, if I forget anyone's name, I apologize. Grim Trash Can, Fulton's fucking reviews, or his new channel, Fultronics Music. I've really been addicted to Braille skateboarding. It makes me want to get back into skateboarding. Those dudes are ridiculously talented. Fuck. I'm not going to mention the political ones I want because I want to keep politics off my channel. Critical, of course, because the dude's fucking hilarious. I like the Dickie Dines show. Jared Dines is alright. I like Austin Dickie's stuff, but I think the Dickie Dines show is just fucking hilarious. Let's see here. Death Metal Fan, what is your favorite record label that puts out consistently good releases in your opinion? Binder and Recordings all day. Let's see here. If you could hang out with one band, who would it be and why? It's mostly just for nerd reasons, these two that just came to mind, but I want to talk to Darkthrone and Triptychon for obvious reasons. They're like my two favorite bands. There's so many questions I have for Tom, and I just hope one day I can get some of them answered. And same thing for Darkthrone, especially Fenris. Nocturnal Culto seems very knowledgeable, but he stayed out a lot of the black metal shit. But there's still a lot of things I would love to talk with Fenris about. Let's see. Favorite power violence band, that would be Weekend Nachos. Very close second with Nails, and third would be ACXDC. Favorite death metal band and album of all time. Autopsy with Severed Survival. Very close second. Catalepsy, Autopsychosis, and third would be Cytotoxins, Radiophobia. And that was asked by... First, I'm skipping all over. If you could hang out with one person, that was by The Artist Helmet. Ricardo X Montelago, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. He was the one that asked the power violence, and the last one was by Dower and Tactern. Max J. Godman, bring back to life one dead metal artist, who would it be? Korthon, because I want Nordland 3. Rainy Day 66 asked, what's your favorite Christmas song? If I'm going to be legit about like a traditional song you hear, God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, and my favorite version is the one that the black metal band Hoff did. That one's fucking awesome, but I legitimately like that song for some reason. JJ Cookie Jar asked, out of the Scandinavian countries, omitting Norway of course, which scene has the strongest and most consistent good records? Quality, not quantity, in your opinion, of course. I know Finland isn't technically part of Scandinavia, but I'm gonna go with Finland anyway, just because fucking Satanic War Master, Goatmoon, Behexen, Horna, Sargeist, fucking White Wolf's Commando, just so many incredible fucking bands. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of these. Just try and go through these. Is there an album you want in your collection that you know you will never get? There's a lot of those. But the main one that comes to mind would be an OG version of either Transylvanian Hunger OG press on vinyl or CD even. I know I'll never own that. Most melancholic album, Turn Loose the Swans by My Dying Bride, and that was asked by Jacob Mitchum. And most melancholic album was asked by the Metal Throne, and the other question that I answered about that, I already said that person's name. Okay, I'm getting all fucking jacked up. Let's see here. Jay's Immortal 02 asked, what would be your advice for younger bands starting out? Find your own sound, be somewhat original, and don't be ashamed of taking influences from Other bands, be consistent, practice a lot, and wait to play shows until you are watertight so you don't look like a bunch of amateurs, and play with conviction. If you're going to be a lyricist, write about what you believe and don't just do bullshit because you think that's what people expect out of the genre, which is a big reason why I hate a lot of fucking black metal bands, because they do the satanic shit because they think that's what they're supposed to do. Grim Moonlight, how long have you been growing your majestic beard, and what is your favorite non-metal artist? I'll get to that in a little bit. I may actually have to make a part 2 to this because I got so many fucking questions. How long have I been growing this? 6 years, and I've been trimming it. I haven't trimmed it lately, probably like 6 months or so. Since May. Let's see here. Heathen Hammer, what ruins live shows for you? Poor sound and dumbass drunks in the crowd, or straight edge people that need to be militant. It's cool if you're straight edge, I respect you, but don't knock a beer out of my hand because you don't like it. You know, I made B-Mao on Instagram. He's actually a drummer in Carmen Zito. He asked me a question that I need to do a story about. If you want to hear the story about how I was served breakfast by a murderer, let me know. I'll tell the story. Hammerfall or Blind Guardian, that was asked by Winter Bane. Blind Guardian, hands down. Let's see here. The Trash Lounge, when will you trim down that beard, you sick fuck? I don't know, and I feel like it's out of control, and it's getting out of control right now, especially the sides, but I don't give a shit. Infidel Amsterdam, this is why I've been waiting for it. I don't know if you've answered this, but if you do listen to any genres of music besides metal, if so, could you give some examples? I'm a huge fan of neo-folk. The second Wandom album is incredible. Lord Wind, amazing. Sonehagel, one of the greatest in my opinion. Of course, Death in June is really good, but I'm not super into them. Of Wand and the Moon's really cool. I like later mid-era Imperium. I listen to some hip-hop, and in fact, spoiler, this will be on my top 20 end of the year list. Aesop Rock with The Impossible Kid. Cage is my favorite rapper. I listen to some other stuff. I like country. I don't think I have any within reach. Yeah, it's over there. I have some Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, shit like that. Actually, Cash is right here. American 5, Ain't No Grave is one of my favorite albums. My favorite non-metal album of all time is Fever Ray, self-titled, and I love the Knife's Silent Shout album. Great electronic music. Jorg Maris, I know I mispronounced that too. I think that Burzum is an NSBM band. Fucking no. Fucking no. Winter Bane, once again, asked another question. What is your opinion on the band I Declare War? Early stuff, not that big on. I like the mid-era quite a bit, and I do enjoy the new stuff, but I feel like some of their merch is a bit especially the Chug Whiskey, Hail Satan, Eat Pussy, whatever it says. I'm not big on some of their designs, but that Chris Farley shirt was fucking awesome, and I wish I had that. But they're a pretty solid band. You know, that's it. And one other one I might as well answer since I see it right in front of me. Anthony Bancheri? I probably screwed up your name. I apologize. Asked, have people recognized you from your channel when you're around in public? Yes, and it's fucking bizarre. And if you see me in person or something like that, come up to me and say hi. I appreciate that a lot. Actually, it's kind of gives me a morale boost in a way, because it's like, hey, people actually watch my shit enough to come up and say something to me. That's cool. I've had that happen at a lot of shows, like Black Metal Warfare that happened, Aglock that happened quite a few times. yeah, it's really cool. I like it when that happens. I even had that happen in a record store, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's really cool, and I'm gonna keep saying cool, cool. That's pretty fucking cool. All right, I'm done with this video. Thank you for your questions. Next time I will be more prepared when I do another one of these Instagram Q&As. So follow me on Instagram, and yeah, that's it. Thank you guys all for your questions. Some of them were good, some of them were kind of bad. I'm not saying who, but there's some that were just really fucking retarded. And I'll answer some of the funny ones maybe at some other point. I may even do a complete separate Instagram Q&A of just like ridiculous over-the-top questions. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.